Many bands, orchestras and musicians are switching to using tablets and iPads for concerts and rehearsals. But this transition is not quite easy, and there are issues to consider and problems to solve. In this video I will outline how my band has been dealing with this. So, getting started, you need to choose a tablet. You will need a 10-inch or larger tablet. There are plenty to choose from. Used ones from around £50 or $60, or new ones from around £100 to $120 and up. Chromebooks and Windows tablets will also work for music. These can be larger than 10-inch and cost, say, from £100, $100 and upwards. iPads, 10-inch and also larger, cost much more than the Android tablets. Say that's from £300 up to about £1,000 with some very expensive ones. You can also use page turner foot switches to operate these or help operate them. You can make your own. If you look on my video from the link below, you can make one for about £5, or you can buy one from £20 and upwards. You will need software on the tablet to display and manipulate the sheet music PDF files. There are many software packages to choose from, which will be free or for a small fee from the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, the Windows Store, and you can even use Adobe. The special sheet music software will also have many other useful features, such as cropping, annotating, preparing set lists to help you with your viewing and performing. You need to be aware of the size and aspect ratios of paper sheet music, A4 or 8.5 by 11 inches, compared to tablets. On the screen I'm showing you the size of an A4 sheet of paper, an Android 10-inch tablet and a 9.7-inch standard iPad. It looks like the tablets are too small, but there are more things to consider. Just displaying the sheet music page from the PDF file on a 10-inch tablet shows quite a small image which will not be so easy to read, and we need to find a way to deal with this. The answer is to crop the page to remove the white margins on the paper copy. This maximizes the sheet music image and becomes very readable on 10-inch tablets and iPads. Cropping facility is built into almost all of the sheet music apps or software and is quick and easy to do. If you would like a larger screen, here is an example of cropping the A4 sheet music onto a 12.2-inch screen, like on the iPad Pro 12.2 or Microsoft Surface Pro, or even the very inexpensive Lynx 12V64 Windows convertible computer tablets. Very popular with some musicians who want to spend lots of money is the iPad Pro 12.9-inch computer tablet. Here is an example of the iPad 12.9-inch Pro showing the music cropped and on display. They do look very nice. Much less expensive for large screens are 13.3-inch Chromebooks or Android tablets. Chromebooks need to be the flip or convertible versions, and the music image is excellent. Notice the blank screen area at the bottom of the screen for these 16:9 aspect ratio tablets, and as we shall see, this area can be very useful. So, getting your band or group set up, you will need to extract the parts for each instrument to a separate PDF file from the original PDF file for the whole arrangement. Here is the 39-page PDF file for Alexander's Ragtime Band. In this there are 17 instruments, each could be 2 or 3 pages, and these would need to be extracted to separate files. There are many software packages or apps which you can use to extract pages from a PDF file, either ones that you install on your computer or use them online. Here is one example which I found very easy to use. It's called PDF Arranger, and I used it by downloading to a Windows 10 PC. Here is the screenshot for PDF Arranger. Click on the three lines at the top for the menu, and then click Import to load the main PDF file. You can then select the PDF file from the folder and then click Open. When the file is opened, on the screen will appear all of the pages in a graphic format for you to view. You can actually click on the top to make the images larger or smaller to make it easier to read, but this is where they will display all of, on this case, all 39 pages of the arrangement are displayed. You can now use the mouse click with Control to select the pages you need to extract. In this example on the screen it's showing I've clicked and selected the alto 1 part. There are 2 pages. Page 1 and 2 are the alto 1 parts. You can now click on the menu icon at the top, the 3 lines. The drop down menu will appear, and you can then click on Export and then choose to export to a single file. So you can then save the alto sax 1 part to the chosen folder where you're going to keep these. The screenshot now shows that I've got to the point where I can choose the name for the alto 1 part that I want to save, so I can give it the instrument name and also the tune name, and I can save it into a part of a folder on the PC or on the tablet. So when you have your instrument parts on your tablet, what is the best way to view these for playing? You can choose to have horizontal or vertical scroll for reading. With horizontal, you will just use a swipe with your finger or use a page turner to switch from one page to another horizontally. With vertical scrolling, the 16 by 9 tablets, the vertical scroll means the bottom of the page can actually be arranged to show a few lines of the next page, and this can make reading to the next page much easier because you can move the page up slowly with a finger scroll or foot switch, and sometimes you may not need a foot switch. For jazz and big band parts, you often need to jump back to the DC or the DS, and then in the middle of the chart or the middle of a page you might jump to the coda, which will be at the end of the last page. So as we will see, vertical scrolling can actually make it much easier than horizontal scrolling. This screenshot shows the pages from an arrangement of A Foggy Day. The 2 pages on these pages I've actually annotated to show where the sign is, where the jump to the coda and the DS is on the pages. But this could only be seen 1 page at a time, so you would need to swipe with left or right with your finger, or use a page turner foot switch to swap backwards and forwards. Because when you swap back quickly from the first page back, from the second page back to the first page, your eyes have got to move very quickly to find the sign, and this is where annotation will help, and this can be done with the music software. This is a recording showing a Foggy Day arrangement on my Fire HD 10 tablet with Adobe Reader software. So this is with horizontal scrolling, so if I want to, this is page 1, if I use my finger to swipe and change to page 2, back to page 1, or I can use a foot switch, which I'll use with my finger, a small foot switch which I can change to go forward or to go backwards, forwards. And you see when you get to the bottom of the page 2, you need to go back to the top of page 1, which is where I've annotated up here, to start playing again, and then when you get to the bottom of the page you need to go again to the top of the page and then go down to the coda. This is an example of horizontal scrolling. With vertical scrolling, as this example shows now for this arrangement, the bottom of the page actually shows the part of the second page of the arrangement. So as you scroll down with your finger, or even with a page turner, foot switch, you actually can start to see the bottom of the start of the second page while you're playing. And especially if you've got a tool, here we have a 3-bar break and a 2-bar break and an 8-bar break, you've got time to move with your finger to scroll the page up while you're not using your fingers to play. So vertical scrolling can be much easier to read the music while you're playing than with the horizontal scrolling, where you've got to switch quickly from one page to another. This is another example now of a foggy day arrangement with the tablet set up to display by vertical scrolling or continuous scrolling. So you can move the page up with your finger and work your way down. I've set this page up so it's all continuous scrolling. I can scroll down by my finger, or I could use the foot switch to scroll down a few lines at a time. The advantage here is that as you scroll down, you get to the bottom of the page and you've got a gap of about 2, 3 to 8 bars where you've got time to move your finger up, and so you'd be ready to continue playing. And when you get to the bottom of the page, I set it to show going straight to the coda at the bottom of the page and take you right down to the bottom. Vertical scrolling can be more useful than using horizontal scrolling with page turning. Here is another example showing annotation of the music, which you can do with the most of the sheet music apps. In this particular example, I've highlighted where the repeat sections are, so you can very quickly and easily see where you've got to go back for the repeats, for the first and second time endings of the repeats. It does make it easier to read, much as the same you might have done with paper music and written on the paper with a pencil. There are a number of ways to transfer band parts to the tablet. The simplest way is perhaps to plug a USB stick with the band parts into the tablet, but you will need to use an OTG cable to do this. This will not work with older iPads. The only way with older iPads is to use the iCloud. Another way to transfer the parts is to simply plug the tablet into the PC using a USB cable. It's quite easy with Android, but again not so easy with iPads. Another way to do the transfers is to have all of your band parts files stored in the Dropbox or Google Drive, and give the players the link to download these directly to their tablets or to their iPads. You can also email files to players or use a WeTransfer email link. Finally, another way to do the transfers is to set up a local router with a USB stick holding the PDF band files plugged into the back of the router. Log into the router with the Wi-Fi. You don't need internet, using the File Explorer app on the tablet, and you transfer the files to the tablets of all the individual band players. This is a very effective way of quickly updating band files. Finally then, a summary of the pros and cons of using tablets for music. Well, first of all, the disadvantage is it's not quick and simple to get this set up for a band, and there will be resistance from players who don't want to give up using paper. They're the ones maybe who don't have to organise all the paper, the band librarian or the band manager. They're not realising how much work is involved in keeping all this paper organised. And some players say they can't cope with the idea of tablets. And also another problem is that playing outdoors in sunlight can be a problem, because you won't see the screen. The contrast is not good enough on tablets to see the screen in outdoor sunlight. And of course players have got to remember to charge their tablets up, because if they bring their tablet along to a rehearsal or concert and they forgot to charge it, they'll have no music. But there are big advantages. It is very quick and easy to find music on tablets. You've got probably an alphabetical list, a complete list of all the music, and you just click on one space and the music is there almost instantly. And tablets can store an awful lot of music in a very small space and much less weight than all that paper you're used to carrying around. You can also use half page and vertical scrolling to avoid difficult page turns, which it depends on the music app that you're using. They've got different ways of doing this. It's very easy to add new numbers to try with the band. If you want to try a new number out, you don't have to print out the whole set of paper, 30, 40, 50 pages, and then find you don't like it, and then you've got to throw all that paper away. And although some tablets, new tablets, can be very expensive, there are many good second-hand units available on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, and so on, from around £50 and up. You just look. There's an increasing number of second-hand units now available. So good luck with that, and keep looking for any more videos I might produce as we, with my band, pursue using tablets, which we are using now and getting more and more happy with. Thank you.